wow, Trump is about to pump the markets. He's going to do QE by himself. He's not going to wait for the Federal Reserve. It is coming. What I call the Trump QE is coming. And we spoke about this 2 videos ago, but in this video, I'm going to name 2 or 3 specific coins. I'm going to narrow it down to 2 or 3 specific coins that he is going to promote together with CZ. Do you see the 1-2 punch here? It's Donald Trump and CZ, the two most, CZ is the founder of Binance for those who don't know, for the 2 most powerful men in crypto today, or any day, and they're gonna pump these 2 or 3 coins together. I found proof, I found evidence. I'm gonna show you guys how they're gonna do it. Nobody, I guarantee you, nobody out there is talking about this except Pablo. So basically, what I have spoken about, well, that's what I'm gonna be referring to today. What I have spoken to about is basically, in my last couple of videos, that Trump is carrying out this already passed Congress, this stablecoin legislation, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my video two days ago. It's called Trump's gonna pump crypto markets. And that is gonna introduce a lot of stable coins into the crypto markets. I said his main objective is not to pump crypto, but to save the US national debt. But the side effect is it's gonna pump crypto a lot. And guess what? Trump knows it's coming. He's been, I don't wanna offend people, but you can say he's been a good president. He's solving the US Treasury debt problem with this very unusual, unconventional strategy of creating all these stable coins with large banks. I spoke about this already, I'm not gonna repeat it. It's in the news already. The Congress already passed the legislation called the Genius Act. And with all these stable coins flooding into the system, it's going to pump a lot of crypto. But the big question is, which cryptos is it going into? Of course, Bitcoin. Some will go into ETH. But if it goes into a small, tiny coin right now that nobody's heard of, that coin's can do like 10, 20, 30, however many X's. I've identified like 3 or 4 of them. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, let's have a look at Bitcoin first, right? A lot of folks are asking me, and I keep on saying, it's not likely we get a big drop. But see here, this is a crucial trend line to watch that Bitcoin has formed over the last 7 or 8 weeks. Bottom at 74K on April the 7th, and now we're breaking that trend line. I think that trend line will get broken sooner or later, but the problem is, see the funding rate. Again, I keep on pointing to this. It's as simple as that. Funding rate is very green. So market makers don't have a lot of incentives to crash Bitcoin to create a big flush. That's just the way it works. The only way I keep on saying that this thing breaks, that the market flushes down like 10%, is if Trump does one of his crazy tweets, which he did. 50% tariffs on the European Union. I call it crazy because 3 days later, he said, okay, delayed by 90 days. It's like a joke to him. It's like the European Union didn't even negotiate with him. Unlike China, they didn't even counter-raise him. Nothing. Okay, back to delay for 90 days. Anyways, let's have a look at some of the 3 or 4 coins that Trump and CZ are pushing right now. You wouldn't believe it. Pablo is the only one who found this. Before we go into it, that's first answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo He-Man use? Well, Pablo used this exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID. That means, of course, Americans can use it because they can't even see who you are. So this is the Pablo He-Man link, and just by depositing, receive up to $200 trade and win up to $35,000, right? But for a limited time only, because this ends on the June 4th, and chance to win a Tesla Model 3, Rolex watch, Apple Vision Pro, Sony, all these great prizes just by trading. Okay, so if you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching this on any other platform, such as this one, doesn't matter, just click on my profile page and there comes up the Stan link. That's my link tree. So basically, it should be the first deal that pops up. Okay, let's get back to the markets. And remember, folks, this is only on the Pablo He-Man link. So what am I talking about? The coins that are basically that are getting a lot of attention are these ones: basically the USD1 trading pairs, right? I'm giving you guys straight up, boss, right? The USD1 trading pairs. Now, why am I highlighting the USD1 trading pairs? Because first of all, I need to rehash a bit on what Trump's plan is. There's a double plan here. There is the greater plan that's going to save America from its debt collapse, U.S. Treasury collapse. You've heard a lot about that in the media. And there's a secret private plan where Trump's going to pocket some money for his family. Like, it's kind of like, oh, look, I'm a great patriot. I do so much for America. I saved America from the great debt collapse. Can I make a few $100 billion on the side? You know, I save America from a $10 trillion collapse. I'm going to make maybe $500 million on the side. That's not much. The reason why they do this whole stablecoin act, the Genius Act, is because stablecoins must buy U.S. Treasuries. So the more stablecoins there are, the more people who buy U.S. Treasuries, right? I've already explained that. But do you know how much money Tether makes? Tether is the most profitable company in the world, probably in the top 2 or 3, if not the top 1. Judging by, it's only got like 20 or 30 employees, and it basically makes about $15 billion a year, right? So on average, each employee makes $500 million, so to speak. Why is Tether so profitable? Because all they're like a bank, but they don't pay interest or dividends or anything. All they do is take $150 billion from you, me, from everybody. They issue something that's just a string of digits called USDT, and and they basically take that money, they put that $150 billion in the bank, they don't pay you any interest, zero, nada, zero, and then they just collect what's interest on $150 billion. That's like at 5% right now, that's $7.5 billion just sitting around. And also every time when you trade USDT, they make the commission on that. They make 0.01% commission. It's like a currency trade. So they make something like $12 to $14 billion a year by sitting around just waiting for the money to roll in. So, of course, Trump wants to get in on this business. And that's where the opportunity comes for traders like us. Trump wants in. So what does Trump do? Trump launches his own coin. It's called USD1. It's launched by Trump's company, which is called World Liberty Coin. USD1. There you go, USD1. It's Trump's own. It's Trump's own World Liberty Finance. It's basically his 2 sons, Eric and Donald Trump Jr., are running it. We all know this. Now, so Trump wants to, 1, do the greater good for America, which solve his debt problem by using stable coins to buy the deposits from stable coins to buy treasury bonds. But he knows this is going to pump a lot of stable coins, and he doesn't want to make Tether rich. They're not even American. Those guys are Swiss Italian. Why make them rich? So Trump says, pump my bags. If I know this is coming, then pump my bags, right? So he creates his own stable coin called USD1. He wants that to be the top stablecoin. I don't think he's going to get to number 1 because there's another competitor that's from JP Morgan, Citibank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. They formed, 4 of them, the biggest, formed their own stablecoin that's coming out. But even if you get to number 2 or number 3, they estimate this to be a $2 trillion market. If Trump can only capture like 200 billion, 150 billion, which is less than 10% of that market, Trump is going to make, Trump family would stand to make something like $15 billion a year, just by doing nothing, waiting for interest to roll in. Okay, so now, but most of you have never heard of USD1. The 1 stands for Air Force One, by the way. When you're the president, you're called Air Force One. Your wife's called the First Lady. Your son's called the First Son. So that's why it's called USD1. Now, how do you make this popular? How do you make USD1 stand out against Tether, against all these competitors such as BUSD, such as USDC, FUSD, like all these? There's like about 50 stablecoins out there. The way you stand out is to pair it up with these coins, such as B, which is built on Binance, such as CA, right? And these are trading pairs of USD1. You pair it up with all these coins, and then you get Binance to promote it. You get Binance to promote these coins. So basically, so for example, Binance was doing a big promotion for Build On, for this B coin. And what happened was, let me just show you guys. What happened was there was a crash, like 2-3 days, 4 days back. And of course, I told my my Discord, I said this B coin, Build On, right, is crashing down 50%. I don't know what the issue is, but I am dollar cost averaging into it a bit here. I'm buying the panic, right? So, and of course, now it's at 40 something cents. So it's done very well for our members. They are also been listed on a number of exchanges. So basically, oh, by the way, I'm not sponsored by Binance, not sponsored by Donald Trump, not sponsored by Build On, B, whatever, any of these coins, not sponsored by any of these coins. Okay, so some of our folks actually went long 20x leverage when it was 18 cents after the crash. Now it's at 40 something cents. This was when we posted it when it was at 22 cents. Now at 40 something cents, it's done pretty well for some of our members. It's like they made like 13x off that trade. This is what I want to show you guys. This is World Liberty. This is Trump's own coin, or his own DeFi coin. And they bought, to promote this B coin, this is when it was down 50%. They bought like 636 billion of these coins, and the market value was worth 111K. Now, when they paid for it, was only like $20,000 US dollars. But yeah, you know, that's Trump buying a coin that's not issued by themselves. That's not Trump. That's not Melania. That's just basically some random coin. And they bought $20,000 of it. Instantly, the price rocketed up 5x, went to like $110,000 for them on that trade. So, what does this mean? This means that basically, they are going to be promoting. They're going to be promoting these coins. They're going to make sure that everybody knows about these coins, of such as B, Build On, such as H, such as CA. All these coins are promoting their USD1 trading pair. But you might say, I've still never heard of it. Well, that's why CZ is coming in, helping him to promote these coins. Why does CZ want to do this? Well, you might have noticed CZ just went to jail. He was sued by the US DOJ, Department of Justice. He paid something like a $4.9 billion or $5 billion in fines and went to jail for a few months after cooperating and spilling all the beans. So if he doesn't, he could, at any time, US Department of Justice could say to him, listen, you didn't spill all the beans. You're keeping secret from us. They have more on him, so then CZ could go to jail for 10, 20 years. So, same happens to Justin Sun, the founder of Tron, TRX. So these guys, have you noticed, in order to buy political protection, they've all become major investors or collaborators with Trump. It's like buying protection for yourself. Justin Sun basically invested, holds 20% of that World Liberty Fi coin that I just showed you guys. He's the largest outside investor holder. And CZ is now, of course, heavily promoting USD1, trying to make Trump's stablecoin become like the number one stablecoin in the world. Remember, CZ's got his own stablecoin. It's called BUSD, which stands for BNB Chain USD stablecoin, and he owns most of BNB Chain. But he's even letting that go. The deal he negotiated with Trump is basically, I will let go of my own stablecoin to make sure your stablecoin, you're the king, becomes the stablecoin in the world. We're going to give it a big push. And Trump's like, okay, if you do this for me, I will make sure no more trouble on you from DOJ. You're protected. So this is Trump's 1-2 punch plan. The great patriot is helping America solve its US Treasury debt. But he's also helping himself and his family on the side He solves a $20 trillion problem for the United States and makes 20 billion on the side for himself and his family. He says, hey, I deserve it. Come on, guys, I deserve it. So these are the coins we need to watch out for. And such as, B, I've already shown you guys, right, had a very good run. Now, CA, for example, if we were to go and have a look at these coins, if you look at B, for example, do you see how the price is quoted? Let's have a look at B, for example. B, for example, like I just showed you guys, the price is quoted in BNBs because it's mainly a Binance chain. That's mainly CZ pushing this. But you see how it's also quoted in USD1. The liquidity is much bigger and the trading volume is much bigger on the USD1 chain. See how CZ is pushing, right, for USD1 and not pushing his own BUSDT, right? So that's how much commitment, right? That's how much commitment that CZ is putting behind this. Of course, you would too if you are threatened with $5 billion fines and going to jail. And by the way, this is where we caught the bottom around 17, 18 cents, and now it's at gone to 45 cents. So I'll show you guys another one to keep an eye out on. Probably a dip would be good. This is another meme coin on the BNB chain, but see how they also have another USD1, and see the trading volume on USD1 is larger than BNB, right? Liquidity pool also larger. They're basically trying to say, you want to get into these, look, they have these crazy charts to make sure you get on board. This is still only 19 million, so they're probably going to list this on Binance. CZ is literally showing Trump, look, I'm listing these coins on Binance, I'm promoting it, telling everyone to get to start using USD1, right, to make your stablecoin as big as possible. Please tell DOJ to drop their case against me, wipe my file clean, and never come after me again. It's a heavy price to pay, but, Trump can guarantee him safety. So you can now see how the two most powerful men in crypto is doing this. So basically, where was this pullback? 11 cents, now 20. So if there's a pullback to something like 15, 16 or below, CA is also worth watching out for, because CA at 20 million, it's still much smaller than B, but B is listed on the on it's 400 million now. So CA, but B has an extra advantage because it's listed on, this is the Binance Alpha coins, which means it's gonna likely to get listed on Binance. Binance is considering them. You have Fartcoin, ATH, Arrow, where's B for build on? There it is. So CA 20x smaller, and you can go through that list yourself. I've shown you guys the list of coins that aren't USD1 trading pairs. Those ones to watch out for. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. Catch you next episode.